All right, just digesting what we saw here in Manchester, England. John Anik, Daniel Cormier, Belal Muhammad, undisputed UFC welterweight champion.
Unbelievable. What an unbelievable performance by Belal Muhammad. Listen, man, I was going to myself, he's out of his mind when he was telling us that it was going to be easy, but at times it looked easy. Now, Leon Edwards is a fighting champion, so he went out on his shield. But for the most part, Belal Muhammad dominated that fight.
He took issue with me suggesting that Leon Edwards was the toughest matchup for him in this division, and largely he won 4 of those 5 rounds in dominant fashion. To what extent were you surprised that he was able to do everything that he said he was going to do?
Well, you know what's crazy is if we'd have looked at this matchup a while back and not seen Leon Edwards defend so effectively against Usman and Covington and all those guys, you'd have thought, well, Belal would be a bad matchup for him, but he had done so well that you almost overvalued what he did in those other fights, not recognizing that Belal Muhammad was different. You know, we talked about it in the bill. Belal wrestles differently. Every time he gets his hands clasped and he gets takedowns. He fought well, but it wasn't just the wrestling. It was how effective he was in the striking that allowed for him to be as successful on the takedown. He
certainly outstruck Leon Edwards very quickly. We know Shavkat Rakhmonov and others are lurking, but got to think the former incumbent Leon Edwards might be worthy of an immediate rematch here.
That's what I'm thinking. If there's a guy that could deserve an immediate rematch, is Leon Edwards, right? He won the belt, defended it twice. I don't know. I don't know who else would fit right now.
Right. All right, UFC interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall remains as such. It took him 60 seconds to dust Curtis Blades, and looks like the best heavyweight in the world.
He's the real deal. Let me tell you something. Tom Aspinall is the real deal, man. He was out there looking all in shape, too. He didn't look nothing like he did in New York City. He had a six-pack.
Yeah.
He goes at Curtis Blades, reckless. We have seen him time and time again finish fights quickly. Curtis Blades has to know that also.
Yeah.
But he still can't get out of the way of the right hand with Aspinall. He's fast. He's agile. He hits hard. Dude, John, he grazed him with the right hand.
Yeah.
He's not even landing flush on these guys, and he's knocking them out.
Right. Yeah, it was the jab. Now, I know Stipe Miocic is going to factor in some part in this equation, but let me just say this to you. If John Jones opens as a betting favorite against Tom Aspinall, I know a lot of people who are going to change that number and back up a Brinks truck to bet on Tom.
Absolutely. I think they would. Now, I'm not going to get crazy because John Jones is
the man,
a fighting machine, bro. And he's so much smarter than people give him credit for. And he's seen everything. But I believe this would be a new challenge, and a challenge that I don't know that he's ever seen before because of the size of Tom Aspinall. It's amazing. It's amazing the idea of what could potentially happen.
All right, congrats to Tom Aspinall. And before we get on out of here, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett,
oh my goodness,
taking advantage of this opportunity, this showcase, and he takes King Green's number 15 ranking as well.
And then rock the microphone.
Oh,
right?
God.
Just absolutely rock the microphone. We all thought that this would be the toughest fight for Paddy Pimblett. He proved that it wasn't tough, and I believe that he forced Bobby Green to take a bad shot because his striking and his size was much different than what King Green expected.
Right.
He was bigger, he was longer, and it forced Bobby to take a bad shot. And the grappling was, next level.
Unbelievable.
From Paddy Pimblett.
All right, it's like 6:30 a.m. here in Manchester, so as much as we love you folks, we're going to say Perth, Western Australia, UFC 305. Your move. We're on out of here. Back to you guys.